Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Alright, my usual audio test that's probably completely useless at this point is done. I don't know why I still do it, force that happen, but whatever. Guess better be safe than sorry. Let's see. What are you doing? Hang on. Alright, just making sure everything is... my rail driver is working. That's good to know. Alright, that's out of the way. So, Great Western Express. Looking a little different, isn't it? Some... Finally got that remaster. It's been in the works for a while, and it's finally out. So, no new scenarios. But, yeah, this is... See, is it worth the wait? I mean, I'm sure it is. So we got... The Diesel Legends is pretty much the same. Although they did update some of the sounds. But timetable-wise, it's the same. Alright, so this is the original timetable. By the way, this is a mod, the GBRF livery. That's not part of the actual remaster. And then this is it, this is the new timetable right here. 1,000 services. This is gonna be huge. Also, this that yellow livery for class 350. That's a mod, but the actual train is included. Although it's gonna be like the airport connection livery. We have that. We even got some underground services, although they're very short. There's a lot I want to get into. The only shame, it is a shame that unfortunately the class 387 isn't included. Hopefully they'll be added in the future, but for now it's not. Let's see, so we got some class 37 services, like the one that hauls multiple units. Oh, so we got sleeper trains with the class 47 and rail tours and Flying Scotsman rail tours. A lot of neat stuff to get into. We got the Voyager. That's mostly empty stock. Now we also have the first Great Western, the blue livery. Something I would like to do is hop into London Paddington real quick. I think they added the London Underground stations to it, so I'd like to check that out real quick in walking mode. Sorry I wasn't able to get a stream out for this remaster particularly on time. Wow, look at that. It's like almost every platform is full. I would love to eventually see like a modern rendition, a 2025 version with full catenary wires, but I do love the HSTs, the Class 43 HSTs. They're one of my favorite trains of all time, so it is great to see them still in their heyday in this time period. Yeah, look at that. It's full to the brim. So yeah, we have the Class 350 over here. The lighting, too. It just... Look at that. The reflections. It just looks so much better. Let's see. Can I get to the other side? Alright, I can walk through here. It's been forever since I used this route. Just route hopping. Alright, so... we can get to a bunch of different stuff there. think that's where one of the London Underground services is. Can we go up here? No. I don't think it's the Bakerloo line. It's a different line with the class 484s disguised as DLRs. I think that's what they are. No, not DLR, just D class. I think. I kind of forget. Why can't I walk through here? A little bit of a bug there. So yeah, just a quick walk around. So the interior of the Class 350 is pretty much the same, but it's got a new livery, unbranded, but still great to have nonetheless. Even though it's actually a Class 360s that run that route, but close enough. You got the announcements, which is awesome. So they improvised a little bit, which is okay. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna illegally walk across. Yeah, this is, okay, so they, just a stupid teleportation marker. If you know me, you know I am not a fan of these. I really wish they just took the time to model inside. That's, it's definitely a letdown for me, but I'm not gonna let it ruin the rest of the experience. So, I think it's only fair we start off with an HST service. I'm not planning on making this a long stream. Probably just do like 1 or 2 services, like me an HST service at rush hour, and then class 350 or something. Nothing huge. But I really hope to get back into swing of things and making videos. Obviously do this. I know Birmingham to Crew was on sale, so I did buy that with the Class 805. I do plan on making a video of that maybe tomorrow. Not sure if it'll be a live stream or regular. Probably regular, like what I did with the Expert 101. So, let's see, yeah, it's a 2017 timetable. Nice. I guess you can do quite. Alright, so go. Alright, that's cool. Alright. Let's see. Let's do. $7 o'clock, I think that'll be probably about when rush hour's kicking in. Alright, let's see. Hang on just a second. Let's see, huh. Quick. Let's see. Alright, there we go. We're back in action. Alright, it's a little early in the morning. But as we get sleeper train right there. Alright. Probably set that to nighttime. Look at that. We got a ton of stuff going on. Here's our underground trains. See? Hey. Alright, so they're in like 2 car sets. That's interesting. So it is debranded. That's a shame because it doesn't have those like squiggly lines. I really like those, but still, it's cool driving in a different color regardless. There's our class 47. Departure board isn't working, doesn't want to tell me where it's going. Let's say. Alright, it's just a depot move. I'm not sure if this is a sleeper train or a rail tour or what it is. But let's get those coaches from West Coast Main Line North, Preston to Carlisle. Could be either, I have no idea. It is too bad the blue ones are debranded, but it's nice to have them anyways. Alright, let's get this thing fired up. Oh, we can add a tail lamp. That's new, I think. Still can't go inside the guard compartment. That always bothered me. Should we turn a cab light? Might as well. It's a little bit darker out than I was expecting, but whatever. So used to driving with music that like whenever I'm recording a video it feels weird not driving with it, but gotta dodge those copyright claims. Also, I have Spotify free, so there's like ads every 20 seconds. And also, I'm not sure if like everyone would agree with my music taste and whatnot. There are a lot of factors. Yeah, I do wish they made a version for 2025. That would be cool. With like full catenary. And I think they would also have, I think it's the Elizabeth line that goes through here too. With the class 345s. But like I said before, it's nice to drive the class 43s. I forgot the services on this route are pretty short with the HSTs, only like half hour tops. I think, is this station new? Westbourne Park. I'm not sure if that was in the original. Hopefully someone makes a mod that adds the branding back to this, but for now, I'm just gonna play it normally. It's still cool regardless. Oh, I almost forgot. Safety systems. That's a little important. There we go. That way, because I wasn't getting the full 65 points. Oh yeah, here we go. 100 miles an hour, full speed. Let's do it. I think to the left, that's the Eurostar Depot. Ooh, what we got there? It's class... Oh, that's class 378 London Overground. I knew they put somewhere in the article, but I had no idea like where they'd be operating. That's cool. I just so happened to pass over one. That's definitely screenshot worthy right there. Field of view. Look at that. That's a good one. Yeah, I think that's the Eurostar Depot. And they redid the, what's it called? Old Oak Common, I think. Yep. From a distance, it doesn't look too different, but sure, if you got up closer, let's see. There's another class 350. Yeah, the lighting definitely looks way better. Like, if you looked at before and after photos, I'm sure it's a noticeable difference. So I guess this platform still isn't being used. It looks like they actually have quite a bit of freight too. I think right about here is where the electrification ends. There's a 72 stock. Oh wait, that's the class 44, the D stock. This is the 72 stock. Oh, that's the DSD. I thought that was... Oops, I thought that was the, like the sound of the doors closing for those London Underground trains. I didn't realize it was my own train. Oops. Alright. Why don't the brakes release? I think it's gonna bring me to a stop. I got a little distracted admiring everything. Huh. Pantograph is down on that. That's a little weird. What the? Why am I not? Whoa. Why aren't the brakes releasing? What am I doing wrong? I'm always doing something wrong. these buttons, is it? Oops. Alright, when all else fails, we will go to the trusty reset simulation physics. What if I do that? Still doesn't seem to be working. We have a problem. Train doesn't want to move. Brake override? I don't know what I am doing wrong. Turn off the parking brake? Oh, I think that might have done it. Our brakes are releasing. There we go. Alright, brakes are releasing. Although the engine isn't. The brakes have released, but the engine is not firing up. I'm gonna try resetting the physics one more time, just for good measure. I do like how they have the map of the entire rail network, and even has like all the numbers too. Just a really nice little detail. Awesome, not even like 10 minutes in there, I managed to break something. Alright, I'm gonna try. How about a service maybe a little later in the day? The other way around from Reading to London. Alright, take two. try maybe around like 7:30. All right, take two. All right, I think we can safely set to day headlights. What did they had to do with this screen? I doubt it, but let's see. Yeah, I don't think so. Going crazy as usual. Yeah, Reading's a lot busier now. I remember it was like ghost town at first. I think they like updated the station modeling too. Wait, there's a route hopping point? Where would I even route hop to? I don't know. I'm gonna find out. Also, I had working escalators too. That's a really cool feature. Yeah. Where can you route hop? Cardiff. Oh, I guess that's like if you were taking the Great Western Railway to other parts of the Great Western Network. I guess that makes sense. Working escalators. Whee! Whee! We're up the wrong way. Yeah, they definitely updated this. Alright, I'm gonna control Zero back to the cab. Let's get this thing going. Maybe notch. Try and put notch 3, but the rail driver is being annoying and wants to jumble between every single throttle notch on this locomotive, even though there are only 5. Yeah, it's 40 Ave here, so don't want to gun it too hard. And yeah, the interior is different too. That's nice. Alright, now we can get up to speed. And you can see they're in the process of electrifying this area, but not quite there yet. Yeah, I really I mean, I'd say, I guess I should probably answer the question now. Was the remaster worth the wait? I mean, they've been promising it for a couple of years now, I think. I think since around TSW 4, maybe 5. And I'd say yes, because I mean, alright, there are a couple issues here and there, but for the most part, I think it's best not to rush it and make sure there aren't any bugs or anything. Plus, I mean, just the extra time it allowed them to add extra rolling stock like the class 220 and the I think the class 350 as well. If I forget when they originally announced a remaster, but if it was in the TSW 4 days, the class 350 wasn't added till TSW 5, so some good stuff there. Now, obviously, they could have added that stuff later too, but I think overall, it seems like it was definitely worth the wait. It was a long wait. I do wish they didn't tease it as early and acted like it was ready to be released, even though it wasn't for a while. But for the most part, I'd say yes, it is definitely worth the wait. Definitely just brings a whole new lease of life to the route. Plus, they announced a remaster for 2 other routes, Colon to Aachen and East Coast Way. I'm really praying for a rapid transit remaster. I love that route, but it really needs one desperately. But overall, the remaster the remaster team has been doing a great job. Like West Somerset Railway have fantastic one. This route have fantastic one. Overall, just really good stuff. It's great to see old routes get a lease of life, and I wish they did more of that instead of just pumping out brand new DLCs all the time, most of which end up being half-baked with a lot of bugs and whatnot. I wish instead they would just focus on bringing older routes up to standard, because taking a really old route like this one and giving it all these new features makes it feel like a brand new route. And even from a business standpoint, it makes sense because it would make more people want to buy it that wouldn't have previously because it was outdated. What train stop at platform 1? No idea. Like I said before, it would be, or I said this like 3 times already, but it would be nice to have a 2025 version of the route too. Obviously, they would have to make some changes, add catenary wires and whatnot, but it would be cool. Overall, I think seeing like different time periods of existing routes would be kind of cool. Not like the not like had the Diesel Legends did where they just added an old timetable to a new route, but if they just made some slight modifications and sold that at discount to people who own the existing route, something like a modern version of West Coast Mainline North would be really cool. Although I'm not sure how different it is now compared to the time period it was set. I mean, if it's similar enough, they could get away with just releasing a different timetable, but ideally, if they did make the necessary changes, that would be cool. I doubt it would ever happen, but, you know, gotta let a man dream. Yeah, I think Rapid Transit really needs a remaster. Sandpatch Grade, that could really use a remaster. Especially those sounds. Just like, the sounds are... I mean, the engine sounds are fine. It's just the horn sounds are horrendous. They really need an update. But overall, like, it's probably one of my favorite freight routes. It has like really nice scenery in general, and especially considering this summer I was in Cumberland. I could upload a video on that. I did get some footage of the rail yard, but I was mostly there for the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad. So, being there in real life, even if it was just one part of the route, definitely sort of renewed my interest in it. And even if it is older, it does hold up pretty well. It'd be nice if they finally added the GP40 back. It always confused me why they dropped it. Like, I know they dropped the original Northeast Corridor because, like, a lot of it was, like, incompatible the way they made it. But the GP40 was originally a San Patch Grade DLC that happened to layer onto Northeast Corridor in New York, so I don't know why they dropped it. I mean, even though it is very similar to the GP38, technically speaking, it is different. I mean, it's basically an SD40 in the body of a GP38, so it would be nice to have back. I think they also had some like coil cars too that got removed as well. I didn't have the PC version TSW at the time, but I had the Xbox version, but I did buy the GP40 at Curiosity and used it on Northeast Corridor in New York. I remember when Oakville Subdivision came out, which is yet another route that could really use a remaster. The coil cars were on there. That was a cool surprise. Oakville Subdivision in general could really just like use the entire. I think it was a missed opportunity having it end, like not having it go all the way to Toronto. Maybe they couldn't get a licensing agreement with Go Transit, but just kind of like the fact that it was focused on freight and switching instead of. They could have easily brought it all the way to Toronto. They could have had the station, the rail yard. You could have had services, full Go Transit services, all the way to whatever station they go to. I doubt they would include the rest of the way to Niagara Falls, but at least like the station they normally stop at. So I'd like to see that route potentially. That could be an expansion too. I know they've done a couple of route expansions, and unlike if it was, that would be more of a Neverker Dresden expansion rather than a. Oh, they had 2-car class 166s. I think that could be a good photo. Getting distracted. I'm yapping about older routes and not really. Oh, it's the class 165. Not sure if there's any differences between 166 and the 165 other than just being a 2-car variant, but still really cool. Anyways, back to what I was yapping about. I think if they treated, like, it would be more like a Neverker Dresden expansion where it basically doubles in length, unlike Long Island Railroad when they added, like, just one branch line. That it would be just a better situation for route expansion. And even if they weren't able to get the Go Transit license, I still think seeing it debranded would be nice. They could also potentially add Via Rail and Amtrak as well. Overall, I think Oakville Subdivision is like, that'd be a great route for a remaster, but there's just like so much more they could have done to it. Just missed opportunity. I know there was a really good timetable mod that added Go Transit, Amtrak, and Via Rail, although I'm not sure if it's compatible with TSW6 anymore. So, Rapid Transit, San Patch Grade, and Oakville Subdivision. Those would be like my top three for potential future remaster expansion. No, Rapid Transit could also, they could potentially add a couple. I think like if they continue the S1 branch or something, I don't think it goes too far off the map. They could expand it a little bit. Maybe potentially add the top layer of Leipzig Huppenhof. Although the Leipzig Huppenhof and Dresden to Leipzig was a letdown, unfortunately, timetable wise. It just felt like a ghost town. It barely had any layers on there. So yeah, there's my ramblings on different routes and whatnot, the potential I see from them. Now, the sun is pretty low in the horizon. Normally, I would put my blind down for that, but A, that would like obstruct half my view, and B, the trees are kind of blocking it, so not gonna bother. I'll just pretend I'm wearing like sunglasses and not looking directly at it. But driving when the sun is down that low is the worst. Not like in game, but like real life too. I mean, in game it's fine. I just put the dunce. I mean, it's still bright, but I mostly just put it down for realism. But driving in real life when the sun is that low, it sucks. Sunglasses do make quite the difference though, but they only do so much. You still can't look directly at it, and like if the direction you're driving is like right where the sun is pointing, I mean, there's not much you can do, and it gets really dangerous. I mean, luckily I haven't had that much of a problem with it. I mean, there are a lot of like trees and whatnot where I live, trees and buildings, but imagine like if you live out in the Midwest where it's just like cornfields as far as the eye can see, and you have to drive in a road that's facing directly where the sun is. That must be torture. Is that a different depot? That's definitely a different one. South Hall East Siding. I think that's new. Was that in the original? Oh, look at that. That one has got like a mix of like both blue and green. Oh yeah, I forgot they also have the Class 802 on here. It's supposed to represent like test runs. I know I said I was gonna make it a quick one, but I think I would like to do that because I'd be able to drive on both diesel and electric. So the electric starts. Where's that Hanwell? Yeah. Seems like Ealing Broadway is like the first major stop, but it does go a little bit further. Maybe I'll do a run with the Class 350, and I mean, I got plenty of time. I was considering watching the Super Bowl tonight, even though I'm not really into football, American football for my European audience. Um, Even though I'm not really into it, although my local team is finally back in it. It's been a while since the Patriots have been Super Bowls, so really hoping they can win it for the first time in a while. It's the first time in a while for Patriots standards. We went from being like the best team in the league to the worst to the best again. At least that's how it feels to someone who only has a surface level knowledge of football, American football. Not to be confused with soccer because I'm driving on a British route. And to provide context to the rest of my audience, because I deeply appreciate all of my fans and subscribers regardless of where you are. I have I know on YouTube Studio you can check where like where most of your audience lives, and America is at the top. I know England and Germany are usually second and third, which makes sense since I play a lot of TSW and most of the roots are from those three countries. But I think it's really cool, it's just really cool just to know that I have people watching my silly little videos from all over the world, and there are some oddballs in there too, and it's overall just really cool, and it just makes me thankful. I mean, I know I don't do it often, it's very much just for fun, and I've been doing it for a while now. It's still a small channel, but it's still, it makes me happy. I feel like a lot of my videos are just I put effort into them, but not too much effort. I mean, most of the times, just kind of I do it when I just record what I want when I want, very much just for fun. But still, it makes me happy that there are still people out there that enjoy it from all over the world, and I think that's just very cool and flattering. So, thank you for all the support. I mean, I know that kind of mentioned out of the blue, just my mind going crazy, but really, I appreciate it. When did I make my channel? It's I think 2018, so oh my god, 8 years. Does not feel that long. Well, I have no intentions of stopping anytime soon, so here's to another fantastic 8 years. I know I mean, I do. Maybe someday I'll make higher quality videos. I mean, I do have big plans for YouTube for making other types of content, but that's probably something I would need more funding for. And it would probably be kind of its own channel and its own thing. But Still, just silly little videos for fun. I mean, like I said, I don't put too much effort, but still, I try and put some effort. I'll never, I'll never resort to using AI or anything. My channel will always be by humans for humans. Alright, get a red signal. I like that. It means it's busy. Yeah, even though there's like plenty of other platforms. I guess we are running pretty early, so. Use the excuse to watch some of the other trains. I think I already got all the collectibles here, but I'll hop out and see. Illegally walk across the tracks. I'm a railroad employee, so technically I can do it. In game, not in real life. Maybe someday in real life. But let's see. I think I already got everything here. Oh, that's something. The dispatch baton. I missed out on that one. But other than that, that's everything, I think. Maybe explore the inside of the train?
This is a security announcement, reminding passengers to keep a watchful eye on their luggage, personal belongings, and valuables.
That door's kind of hanging out. Train might hit that. Yeah. I do. I like how the inside is different. I mean, not really much to explore. But I do really like the interior. Alright. I'm sure that train will eventually be leaving soon. So, get inside. Although, it is a shame we still don't have access to that guard compartment. No, I do not want to give up control. Although, now that we have photo mode, it can simulate what it would be like. There we go. One can only dream, but it's the closest we're gonna get. Oh, I think that's a train right there. So, yep, we got the highball. What? Is that train coming to a stop? I thought we'd be racing them for a second.
We are now approaching London Paddington.
Oh, they add announcements to the HST.
And take care when stepping down from the train.
Why did my joystick stop working? Hang on. Oops. Hang on just a second. Sometimes my controller likes to, the joystick, like, stops working. I have to disconnect and reconnect, and then the rail driver program gets all messed up for some reason. Oh, wait, for a second, I thought that train was on my track. I was gonna have a collision, but nope. It's on the adjacent track. But still, like, just look at how busy it is. It just, like, they really did an awesome job with this. Oh, I don't want to come to a full stop. A little bit of rough acceleration there. I have gotten distracted. I was definitely speeding at points. And this is like the easiest routes in the game. I have no excuse to be speeding. At least for high speed runs, it's really easy. Alright. They even got a clock there. That's cool. But here we are.
Platform 10 is the 0809 Great Western Railway service to Reading, calling at Slough, Maidenhead, Twyford, and Reading. Will passengers intending to travel on the service please join the train now, as it is ready to leave. Platform 10 for the 0809 Great Western Railway service to Reading, which is ready to leave. CCTV recording is an operation at this station for the purpose of security and safety.
Alright, so I think it's just gonna keep unloading until 8:06. That was when we were scheduled to arrive. We were a couple minutes early. Like I said before, it's a shame that the Class 387 wasn't included. I know they showed it off in, like, promotional screenshots, so I don't know why they cut it from the final product, but I'm hoping they intend to add it later. It's first class. Oh, I have to lock doors now. We'll Control 0 back to the cab. Alright, the doors are indeed locked. There we go. Alright, I think I still would like to do a service with the Class AO2, but I think I'm gonna do a Class 350 service next. A Class quote-unquote 360. Something a little bit different. Let's see. I think it's... Alright. Yeah, so they all go from London to Hayes and Harlington. Alright, this one's a little earlier than I thought it was gonna be, but we'll make it work. Alright, it's been forever since I've driven this thing. Let's see, where's he? Alright, master key. Huh, for some reason the rail driver isn't working. Throttle and brake, maybe? Oh well, guess I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way with the controller. I don't know why it's not working. Although I do have to get our safety systems going. Must just be an issue with this particular variant. Anyways. Alright. Let's see. Where the... Where are the headlights? Night light? Be... Where the... Where are the cab lights? Whatever. It is cool to drive the electric on this route. I don't know why it looks like there's a boat oar there. I'm not sure what that does. Once I get to the station, I'll try and find the cab light. It's on that screen, maybe? Not sure. Very quiet. I mean, yeah, it's electric, but still, I guess just going between this and the HST. Quite the difference. Hmm. I just have to push on it. There we go. Now it's debranded. I wonder what it says. Like, usually says. It does say, just says Heathrow Connect. Now I heard they also added two brand new features to this route, like that aren't in any others. One of them's kind of brand new. It's in a couple other routes, but AI trains honking their horn, and a brand new feature, rail singing, where like you can hear the sound, like the sound of the train travel through the rails from far away. You can kind of hear it now. So, pretty cool. Testing out some new features. Yeah, I do. Even though this is actually run with the class 360, I do like how they added a very similar train to represent it, even if it's unbranded. Like, I know some people will complain that it's unrealistic, but if you don't like it, you can just disable the layer. So, I think it's nice they added it. I really like it, even if it's not perfectly accurate. It's close enough.
Heathrow Connect service to London Paddington, calling at West Ealing, Ealing Broadway, and London Paddington.
So, what is the actual railroad called? Is it Heathrow Connect? Yeah, it is. So, if they're able to call it that, I don't know why it's debranded. And the 360 is, I mean, it's very similar to this. The main difference is it doesn't have the door in the front. It's a bit more aerodynamic. And I'm not sure if the Class 166s stop at all of these stations. I kind of forget. It, so if they don't, at least it gives them some cues that they otherwise would have missed out on. I don't know for sure though. Like I say, I haven't played the original route in forever.
service to London Paddington, calling at Ealing Broadway and London Paddington.
Is it just me or the passenger behavior feel more realistic? Like it seems like all the passengers are actually like boarding the train while I feel like most of the time like 99% of them will just sit it out and only like a handful will actually get on. Also, I see a missing group map over here. There we go. I hate that alarm noise when you get out of your chair. Like, the fact that you can hear it from any distance. Like, you should only be able to hear it from the cab. Unless that conflicts with stuff, I don't know. Like, maybe it makes it so you can't hear the other noises in third person. Get another screenshot. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, some of these stations are very close together. Makes it a lot easier with an EMU instead of a DMU. Kind of interesting that speed limit so you can go faster if you're a multiple unit. I don't know why that's the case. I'm assuming probably the slower speed limit is for freight, but they only use multiple units on this line. So instead of saying, oh, 60 for freight, just 80 for multiple unit, just another way of doing it. I don't really know. So as mentioned before, I do want to try and get back in the groove of making videos, which I haven't been doing very well with lately, so made it easy on myself for this one to just stream it, but I think I'm going to do like a proper not live stream where I check out Birmingham to Crew and the Class 805 sort of together. Yeah, I don't know if I'd do the new timetable for the 805 timetable for London to Milton Keynes. I think maybe if I have time. I'm not really sure. But I'd probably not really sure. And also another video I've been planning on doing is I know there's this like new train, a free, well, not new train simulator. It's been out for like over 20 years by now, but it's free and just released to Steam. Some kind of Polish train simulator. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name off the top of my head, but I think that could potentially be for a good video. Alright, so now I am skipping one of the stations. That's like a couple. So I guess this is a Acton main line. It must be Great Western Express only. And the station up here is Royal Oak is London Underground only. So full send to Paddington. Now, I think it is worth mentioning I don't own any of the cargo line DLCs, so there could be potentially more freight that I'm not seeing. Maybe I'll get them someday, but they just seem a little pricey for what they offer. Just more freight services and scenarios that could easily have been included, like, regularly. Except for a couple, like the military and the nuclear seem really cool. Like, those are fresh and unique, but the first three, like, the oil, intermodal, and something else, aggregates or something, like, just uses like pre-existing rolling stock, just not that interesting. Or I think the intermodal might use something new, but very similar to what's already in game. But military and nuclear seem really cool, so been thinking of getting those sometime. But Microsoft Store sales are few and far between, and I don't think any of them have been on sale yet. Yeah, it is really nice seeing this through all busy and whatnot, since I love busy main lines. Like the entrance is 6 tracks. Up here it gets even wider. I love to see it. Yeah, what we got here? 7 tracks. Keeps changing a little bit. I don't know exactly why, but regardless of the reason, I really like it. Alright, we do have what signal just got access. Yeah, not terribly busy, but still pretty busy. What does it say on the destination board for those? Nothing. That's unfortunate. Oh, I just realized it's a 5-car set. So, it's a slightly different configuration than normal. Usually these things are 4 cars. Alright, 3 minutes early.
7:24. Heathrow Connect service to London Paddington. Calling at London Paddington only. With passengers
I don't know why my camera keeps, like, kind of glitching.
as it is ready to leave. Platform
Wow, the wires are super low. It just looks like the pantograph is just down. It looks like it's not making full contact with the wires. A little bit of a glitch there. It's unfortunate, but still.
passengers intending to travel on the service, please join the train now as it is ready to leave.
And that's when it goes underground. Alright, so I was originally planning on leaving it here, but I do want to try out the Class 802. Should only be another half hour. Like I said before, I don't have too much going on today, so why not? How many services is, only 160? I've expected it to have way more considering how many you see. Must mostly be AI only. Alright, Class AO2. So... it's a 5-part. I mean, that could really be its own video. Honestly, I think that would actually be better off as its own video. I kind of changed my mind. Because it's like 5 different parts. And it'd all go over an hour. How many freight services are there? Yeah, I guess most of them are, most of the London Underground's only like 5 minutes. Yeah, I kind of take back what I said. I mean, what about the Class 37? Not much. Yeah, I think that would be better off as its own video. Because it's 5 different parts, and even though, like, a run from across a route is a half hour, it goes, like, 2 directions, and there are, like, different, like, shunting moves and whatnot. I think it would just be better off as its own video. So I'm going back to my original plan, and I'm gonna cap it off here. But I think that was definitely a great overview. And like I said, to answer a question, I think it was absolutely worth the wait. I'm definitely gonna be revisiting this route a lot more now. Definitely, it feels like a brand new route. It's awesome. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.